When complex legal matters arise, you need more than advice. You need strategy, speed, and certainty. Pryor, Zarnes & Wallace Law Firm can help by offering expert services across commercial law, dispute resolution, property, and estate planning, and more. So whether you're growing a business, protecting your assets, or navigating a legal challenge, Pryor, Zarnes & Wallace's team delivers practical, results-driven solutions. For trusted legal support, visit ptwlaw.com.au today. There's no ouzo talk without a bottle of ouzo, which is why we love the Greek providor. Get a real taste of the very best produce that Greece has to offer. From olive oils and delicious artisan sweets, to unique spirits, earthy herbs and memorable wines. Visit thegreekprovidor.com.au to see their delicious range. The Greek Providor, proud sponsors of the Ouzo Talk podcast. Yassas and welcome to Greek News Global. I'm Tom Skolarakis. In this bulletin, Turkey cuts off Kastellorizo with newly announced maritime parks, Greece boils through heatwave, pop queen Madonna celebrates her 68th birthday on Corfu, and an Australian football club punished for its fans' anti-Greek banners. John Mangos is taking the week off. But first, Turkey has declared new maritime parks in the Aegean and Eastern Mediterranean, with Greece accusing Ankara of placing their boundaries inside areas of the Greek continental shelf. Greek opposition bloc Hellas has branded the move unacceptable and provocative, accusing Turkey of violating international maritime law. The group is demanding an immediate response from the Mitsotakis government, including a formal condemnation of what it calls Turkish revisionism. Hellas is also urging Athens to put EU-Turkey relations on the table, including the possibility of European sanctions to pressure Ankara back to what it describes as lawful behaviour. The opposition has also attacked Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis, claiming his calm waters policy has allowed Turkey to make gains before returning to confrontation. Hellas is calling for exploratory talks with Turkey to resume, saying Greece must use its European alliances to push Ankara back to dialogue based on international law. Turkey has yet to formally respond, while the Greek government has not commented on the Hellas statement. Meanwhile, the controversial marine parks move by Turkey effectively cuts off the Greek island of Kastellorizo, but Greek analysts say the move has little to do with conservation and everything to do with Turkey's territorial ambitions. International affairs expert Konstantinos Filis says the parks are an extension of Ankara's Blue Homeland doctrine, asserting control over waters Greece considers part of its continental shelf. The Eastern Mediterranean park stretches from east of Rhodes to Kastellorizo, effectively surrounding the island and separating it from the rest of Greece's island chain. International law professor Angelos Sirigos says the real test will come if Turkey tries to enforce the parks. He warns that deploying Turkish vessels to restrict fishing or navigation in international waters would be a blatant violation of international law, and with tensions already high, analysts warn the next move at sea could determine just how far this latest dispute escalates. Still on Turkey's controversial maritime parks, and 4 PASOK members of the European Parliament are demanding action from Brussels over Turkey's declaration. The 4 MEPs have written to EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas, accusing Ankara of ignoring Greece's maritime rights and international law. The PASOK MEPs say the boundaries encroach on areas of Greek continental shelf, an exclusive economic zone under the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. Syriza has also condemned the move, calling it the latest in a chain of Turkish provocations and warning the so-called Blue Homeland doctrine could soon be written into Turkish law. Both opposition parties are accusing the Mitsotakis government of failing to develop a coherent strategy towards Turkey. Greece's foreign ministry has yet to announce a formal diplomatic response. Greece is heading into what could be the longest and most intense spell of heat of the summer, with temperatures expected to climb sharply and remain elevated for at least 8 days. The heat wave is forecast to affect much of the country, with temperatures set to reach 40 degrees. The most intense conditions are expected over the weekend and could persist towards the end of August. Athens is expected to see temperatures from around 32 to 33 degrees to approximately 38 degrees in late August, with highest levels approaching 40 degrees. Thessaloniki, meanwhile, could reach 37 degrees, while nighttime temperatures are also set to rise significantly, with lows around 26 degrees. The heat is expected to be particularly intense in Larissa, where temperatures could reach 41 degrees. In Athens and Patra overnight, temperatures may climb to as high as 29 degrees at the peak of the heat wave, offering little relief after sunset. Health authorities on roads are on alert following a sharp increase in gastroenteritis cases on the island in recent days. According to local health officials, around 40 to 50 people a day have been turning to the emergency department of Rhodes Public Hospital for treatment after developing symptoms of gastroenteritis. A similar increase has been recorded by private clinics, where gastro cases currently account for between 40 and 60% of all visits. Gastroenteritis cases are not unusual on roads during the summer months, when high temperatures and increased tourism can contribute to the spread of the infection. Doctors say the rise recorded this year has been particularly pronounced. While the Kyklades have traditionally held the distinction of having the highest prices in the residential property market, Crete is now recording the largest increase over the past 5 years, with asking prices up by 50%. It has also registered the largest year-on-year increase compared with 2025. According to latest data, the average asking prices for homes in Crete now stands at €2,250 per square metre, representing a 6.9% increase compared with summer 2025. 5 years ago, in 2021, prices in Crete stood at €1,500 per square metre, having started from considerably lower levels than the other Aegean and Ionian islands. Overall, this summer, the price of Greek property on the mainland and on the islands has continued to rise. A British couple on their honeymoon have been killed alongside their pilot in a helicopter crash on the Greek island of Sifnos. Greek authorities say the private helicopter crashed near a helipad in the Tholos area on Monday, killing all 3 people on board. Greek media have identified the couple as Alexander Kromi and Marie Ebert, who had travelled from England to Greece for their honeymoon. The pilot, Yorgos Raikos, was an experienced Greek aviator and former military Chinook helicopter pilot and a father of 3. The helicopter had taken off from Markopoulo in Attica and was due to land on Sifnos just minutes before the crash. Dramatic security camera footage appears to show the helicopter spinning around its axis before plunging to the ground and bursting into flames. 2 victims were found inside the wreckage while a third was found nearby. There are also reports one passenger may have jumped from the helicopter shortly before impact in an apparent attempt to escape. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. A plant once prized by the ancient Greeks and believed extinct for almost 2,000 years may have been rediscovered in Turkey. Silphium was a highly valuable plant used for food, medicine, and even contraception, with ancient records suggesting its sap was worth as much as silver. Now, Istanbul University researcher Mahmut Miski believes a plant growing on Mount Hassan could be the legendary species. Known as Ferula druidiana, it has thick branching roots and yellow flowers remarkably similar to descriptions of silphium found in ancient texts and on Greek coins. Miski has also identified dozens of potentially medicinal compounds in the plant, including substances with anti-inflammatory and possible cancer-fighting properties. Roman historian Pliny the Elder recorded that by the 1st century AD, only 1 stalk of silphium remained, reportedly given to Emperor Nero. Further research will be needed to prove whether this really is the legendary plant that disappeared from the ancient world 2,000 years ago. The Queen of Pop, Madonna, has spared no expense celebrating her 68th birthday. In true material girl fashion, she took a lavish trip to Greece with friends, family, and her 30-year-old boyfriend, Akeem Morris. The star hired a private jet to fly her family and friends out and stayed on a luxury private island in northern Corfu. She posted online, "It's my birthday. Eat, pray, love, drink, dance, break plates, and feed cats." For her birthday dinner at a local taverna in the village of Kuramades, Madonna wore a multicolored Dolce & Gabbana dress with floral appliques. She accessorized with a pink floral headpiece and a stack of gold bangles. Former Wimbledon finalist Nick Kyrgios has been suspended from tennis after testing positive for cocaine. The 31-year-old Australian revealed on Instagram that he had made a huge mistake. Kyrgios tested positive while playing at an ATP 250 event in Mallorca in June, with the presence of cocaine in his system confirmed by tests at a World Anti-Doping Agency last month. Under ITIA regulations, provisional suspensions are mandatory for positive tests for cocaine, although Kyrgios has the right of appeal. In an Instagram statement, Kyrgios apologised to his family, friends, fans and sponsors and admitted he had no excuses, but he did add his recent struggle with injuries had taken its toll on him mentally, in addition to physical strain. To sport now, and Preston Lions Football Club has been hit with a 3-point deduction and more than $18,000 in fines over anti-Greek banners displayed by its supporters. The Independent Football Victoria Tribunal found the club responsible for offensive material displayed during a match involving South Melbourne Hellas. Preston Lions is identified as a North Macedonian-affiliated club, while South Melbourne Hellas has deep Greek-Australian roots. The banners contained offensive anti-Greek messages, prompting Football Victoria to impose over $18,000 in fines, along with new restrictions on Preston supporters. The club will also lose 3 competition points, a significant sporting penalty on top of the financial sanctions. The tribunal's decision follows a long-running rivalry between the two clubs and comes amid increased scrutiny of discriminatory and inflammatory behaviour at football matches. Preston Lions now faces tighter conditions on its supporters, with the club also able to consider its options following the tribunal's ruling. And that's it for this edition of Greek News Global, recorded on the 21st of August 2026. I'm Tom Skolourikis. Γεια σας και καλή συνέχεια.